All right, guys, welcome back to our Jorphany channel. Today we are talking about how to have an exciting and thriving love relationship.
Yes. And what that looks like to you may not look like to everyone else, but to be on the same page with your partner is extremely important.
Yeah, definitely. And one of the things on how we keep our fire going is that no matter how busy we get, throughout the week or on the daily, we always make it a priority to make time for each other. So minimum once a week we have either a breakfast, a lunch, or a dinner where it's just us, phones away. Sometimes we even light a nice beautiful candle and just make it all romantical, but just making each other a priority because at the end of the day, you're working and you're doing all these things what to create a great life together. So
Yeah, and then also knowing that it's a partnership. So you guys are on the same team. It's not one upping each other. It's not like who's right or who's wrong and let's argue about this and name calling and all that. It's so unnecessary. It's a partnership. We are on the same team and let's work together. And above all is having a vision as a partnership as to where this relationship is going. Whether you guys are boyfriend and girlfriend, whether you guys are engaged, whether you guys are husband and wife, like where's the relationship going? When you guys know what the end goal is and what your guys' wants are, it'll all flow.
yeah, another thing that's very important is that if you do get into a disagreement or an argument or something like that, be aware of the things that you probably don't mean that you could say when you're in that emotional, strong, like, pissed off or angry state because it's going to have long term effects. So make sure that you're logical about what you're saying and not just saying things based on that certain emotion because there's going to be, ripple effects from that. So
Yeah, and knowing that nothing is that serious, like nothing. I mean, down to having an argument over something can just like grow into like something else, and then next thing you know, you're not talking. You don't even know why it started. So don't let it get to that. Just talk about it, squash it, and let it be done. Like it's done.
one of the things, actually, we recommend this book. It's by The Four Agreements by Pablo. I'm sorry, by who's it by? By Don Miguel Don Miguel Ruiz.
Yeah.
Don Miguel Ruiz, right?
Yeah.
Sorry, we've read a lot of books. So The Four Agreements by Don Miguel Ruiz. And one of those is to don't take things personal. And you have to realize that we only speak, like, there's a saying that says we see things as we are and not as they are. And so with that, like if she says something to me and I'm like, whoa, how did she mean that? Right? If I decide to receive that in the negative connotation, then I'm going to get upset. And so one of the things one of the four agreements is to don't take things personal. Even if you could be walking down the street and somebody cusses at you, why should you get upset? Is what they said true? And really it's not. It's just a reflection of how that person sees their reality, but it has nothing to do with you. But if you get upset and you engage, then you just lost.
They took your power.
And the same thing happens in a relationship. Don't let that other person take your power by giving in into something that's not even true.
Yeah, and for sure for that, keeping it light. Like it's not that serious. Nothing should ever escalate to something huge. Saying I love you like all the time.
The morning kisses.
Yes, like I do
Every
not
morning.
leave my house, and I'll leave sometimes like 5, 4 in the morning, and I gotta kiss him and hug him and tell him I love
Yeah,
you.
like it's like it might sound kind of weird, but now it's like normal. Like if I wake up, I'm like, why didn't you kiss me? She'd be like, I did, babe, but you were dreaming. You were playing basketball in your dream or something. But point is that every single morning she comes and kisses me and hugs me while I'm, wakes me up pretty much before she goes to work. So we start our day with love, with a kiss, with passion. Yeah.
No.
Who taught us that? Somebody, you were talking to someone that said either don't leave. I think it was like an old
My
lady.
grandma. My grandma would like even with my little cousins. If you were to fight, like my family, you can't hold grudges. Like, that's not a thing. And she would always say, you don't know if you're going to make it home today, tomorrow, when you leave this house. So you make peace now because you never know if you're going to come back home. And that's the reality of it. You don't know that nothing's going to happen to you or your significant other. And it's just, why drag that on? Just let it go and always say your goodbyes and your I love yous and let people know how you feel.
Yeah, another one of the 4 agreements that's great is to don't make assumptions, right? So whenever there's a situation or an experience, don't make assumptions about something negative that doesn't even exist. And if you realize 99% of our fears or concerns are problems and stories that we just create in our head that don't even exist. And so don't make assumptions or stories that don't exist. Communicate, ask questions. If you ask better questions, you'll get better answers, right?
Yeah. And then another thing is just keeping it fun. Going out on dates, like today or yesterday, I text him like, we're going on a date on Sunday morning, 10 a.m. Like, so he's like, oh, okay. Like, what are we doing? It's a surprise.
Yeah.
So I ended up taking him to the Holocaust Museum, which was really cool. And, you know, later on we're going to watch a documentary on it. So it's like cool little activities that you can do with each other. And it's just like not getting into a routine. Not getting into a routine and becoming roommates.
Yeah.
You don't need that.
Something for the fellas is, you know, every once in a while I'll come home and I'll bring her like red roses. And she'll be like, oh, what are these for, babe? And I'll say, just because.
Just because I love you.
Just because. And the best gifts are those that you receive just because. Not because it's Valentine's or her birthday or something like that. Just because. It's like, wow, that means a lot. Like, just because. So that's, you know, a little pointer.
Yeah, and then another thing is just doing little things, like leaving notes. It
Notes.
doesn't cost you anything.
There's like a note here somewhere, the last one you left me
Yeah.
that said, I love you. Just a note on my laptop.
And or like, don't forget how much I love you. Just remind that other person that you're thinking of them, and it's not, they're not just another person.
Or
like,
that brownie.
Give them which one?
The brownie you brought me, can you do that more often? Anyways, the other day she brought me, as you guys know, we're vegan, so she brought me a vegan brownie, and she just left it on my laptop, and I was like, I had my coffee, so it was so perfect. I was like, oh my God, it was so awesome. So just little unexpected things that amount to a lot. So
yeah, for sure that. And then also read the same books. I think that's a great like conversation opener. You know, it's sad when you see couples and they're like, well, I don't even know what to talk about. Like, when did it get to that point? So don't let it get to that. Just read books together, watch videos, watch documentaries.
Learn together. Because if you're not learning together, if you're not growing together, you're growing apart. So grow together.
Yeah, so it might not necessarily mean that you're into whatever he's into, but just know what, you know, be open to the idea, learn a little something, and then they can learn about what you're up to, and it's just like a conversation, a segue for both of you guys to just talk about like fun stuff.
All right, guys. So go ahead and comment below.
And work out together.
Yeah, work out together.
Work out together.
With no clothes.
Anyways.
What's wrong with that?
Do your clothing.
She gets shy about stuff like that. Anyways, comment below with the favorite one that we mentioned today, or if you think of one other thing that can keep relationships hot and spicy. But comment below. Make sure you comment. Subscribe to our channel. And more importantly, hit the little bell. That little bell. Otherwise, you won't be notified of our upcoming videos, guys.
And one last thing. And I love doing this. When you meet older couples that have been married for years,
yes, ask them.
Ask them, like, what is your advice, you know, for your marriage, for being married, you know, X years or whatever. And above all, what have you heard? Communication.
Don't go to bed mad at night.
And what is the other one? Guys always mess around, like the men will be like, oh, just do what she says, buddy. Like, you know, happy wife, happy life.
Happy wife, happy life.
Yeah, what is it when you like, it's like you're both putting in effort, like you know what I'm trying to say?
No, you don't. But you guys know what she's saying, right?
I can't remember, but
we'll add it to the comments.
We'll add it to the
comments. So don't forget to comment, subscribe, hit the little bell. We'll see you guys on the next video.
All right, bye.